Let the Banquet Event 2024 information, coverage, guide and other stuff commence. Hi everybody, this is the moment I've been waiting for the good part of, this year, effectively. It's been all prepped to this particular point. And make sure to subscribe with post notifications and all. Subscribing is free. Let's try and get 83,000 subscribers by the end of the year. That would be amazing. And of course, regular information. I will be regularly updating this particular playlist here. It will change to Banquet Event 2024 and new videos will be posted on it, covering in depth everything from rank predictions right the way through to how to get free points, where the best places to go to grab, whatever it is. You name it, I'll be a one-stop shop and we'll have a guide, which I am working on at the moment, and anytime there's a new tab, you'll get it, okay? Now, all that out of the way, we need to get into the Banquet Event and Accolades event coverage, because there's a lot of things. I decided to frame this video with a frequently asked questions type element. So it's got a structure, it's got a narrative to it. In that, we're going to ask a question and we're going to look for the answer, because those are going to be some key things. So one of the big questions I had was, what are the points going to be for this particular event? Have there been any sudden or really kind of strange changes to the structure of the event? And the quick answer is yes, it has. And whether or not you think it's a good thing or a bad thing. Before, there used to be a breakdown of 2,800 points. Now that's changed, okay? Last year, if we just get the old other spreadsheet up, we had 2,100 for opening a GBC and then 700 points for the extra. So it's 2,800 per purchase and opening of a greater banquet crystal. That has changed. So it's not the same. It's changed. We go from a system of GBCs being downgraded. We'll talk about cost of that in a minute. Then you open it up and that is a grand total of 3,300 points per GBC being opened. For a superior banquet crystal, the new crystal, that is going to be 400 points per purchase. 300 for the purchase, 100 for the open. So unfortunately, there's some bad news with that, which we'll go on to in a minute. I mean, the bad news effectively is if you thought, and I thought, of course, and you hope that you trust in these things, that these tokens right here, that they were going to be worth about 8,400. Oh, look, a new subscriber. I should already turn off that alert. Sorry, people, for the video. I'll turn off that alert. Thanks to that new subscriber. 8,400 points? No. It's not going to be it. It's going to be a lot less. In fact, that's 1,200 points based on 12 of those tokens times 100 equals that. There have been some people that have said that it's going to be, it's not going to be 12 times 100. It's going to be 12 times 400. If you look at the small print with this, it does give the impression from this that trading in tokens does not count towards purchase points. So you only get for the opening 12,200, no, 12,000, that'd be nice, 1,200 points for that one. So a little bit sad news with it. And that brings me on to another question, in that, did we miss out from doing the ticket farming? No, I don't think we missed out from ticket farming. If you missed out from farming with the tickets, I don't think you missed out. You may do if you feel that you wanted to top up based on what's been missing. We'll talk about that in another question. But yeah, I think that it's, and this is going to be the big point, actually. I know I paused there. Because there are so many different players at different positions as to what you get, you might feel differently about what you're getting out from this particular event. Some may feel that they start with a good amount of points. Some feel that they don't start with any points. Some people will feel, again, valiant, that did everything and be like, hey, well, I'm starting off quite well. There's going to be different thought processes, and I'll be doing a guide based on that one. I'll be updating a massive Google spreadsheet, which will be coming out very soon. The GBC has been reduced in cost to 250 units. I don't think it's going to be an extensive change in how the points work out, because I'm sure some people say, I'll mass buy them. GBCs versus SBCs. I don't think it's a good idea. We'll talk about that near the event launch. On to Realm events. Well, there are some nice things on offer for a Realm event, which is largely about, there's a PP lengthening type thing based on how much money you have. But ultimately, this is all about you investing your units as to what you get back from it. One thing that I do want to point out is there is a point of no value. My personal take on this is that right here, this 7-star Isophene is when there becomes just 0 value or point. Right here, actually. If you invest in to get the last minimum milestones of 25,000 points, 25,764 points, we'll talk about further unit investment in other types of videos, because there is going to be a fine line to the getting all the milestones and contributing towards this event, and also how things work, especially when you look at the extent of point take home versus, okay, well, do I really want 4,000 extra Titan crystal shards, these right here, when I could stop at the 7-star Isophene dupe for a lot of players? And the difference to that is you do save about 3,000 units. No, you save 1,200 units. So it's like, do I need to spend any more units? I'm sure a lot of players as well will go, well, there must be a stopping point, because you may not be that interested. There's 7-star Awakening Gem Crystal Shards as well. There's 2,000 there, 2,000 there, 4,000 total. Plus that 6,000 and 7,000 there. And yeah, I think there's about 7,000 shards. If we then quickly go into game and just have a look at what 7,000 shards is going to get you when it comes to a 7-star. I don't think I have it, actually. So that makes this kind of like really crap for me doing the video. No, I do actually. So that's like 75% there of the 7-star Awakening Gem, which is something. Could be nothing. And maybe I haven't calculated it right. Maybe there is a bit more available. But the point is, the extent of what you spend units-wise has a bearing on how far you go. There's some nice stuff that you can pick up there. Glorious Guardians box key. Get yourself a 7-star for free. Well, not for free, because you've got to invest into it. But it does feel like there's a huge investment in this particular banquet event versus others. There are some nice free stuff that you can get as well. And I've got a really interesting video I'm going to work on once I open up rewards and realm event, and kind of calculate, which I did say, is it going to be more advantageous for you to invest in a banquet event this year, or did you make a mistake and go in Cyber Weekend? But we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that and have a look at some facts, figures, and other things. There is a ranked base thing for the Realm event, which is getting a 7-star 2025 voucher. Effectively, spend your way to get some stuff. And yeah. For the Realm event, we're introducing the following items that are the top ranked summoners participating in the Realm event, which is there. And in trade in a new 7-star champion released in 2025. Bundles will be available starting January 8th and will roll over each month. So you can get some of the latest champions. I guess it's a spend your way to it, possibly. Either way, there's some exciting stuff on offer. So one of the questions I had for myself to do was, have the ranks improved from last year to this year? The quick answer is yes, they are. Here's a good example. On screen right now, 7-star Selector, of course, those 3 champions. Tier 7 Basic, which they weren't in there last year. Tier 4 Alpha Catalyst, 7-star Rank 1 to 2 Gem, 7-star Titan Crystal, 7-star Signature Stone Crystal times 5. 6-star Relic Innate Stones, and then we've got things like Relic Tier 4 Basic Alloy, 7-star Awakening Gem Shards, handy, and then 6-star Relic. So in that, there's a good amount of 7 stars. Actually, I was hoping there was going to be another 7-star. Anyway, if you go to what was last year, and last year was this at 1%, there is a dramatic increase. It kind of increases by about, I think I calculated about 7 to 8 times. Maybe even 9 times amount of value versus last year, so that's good to see for that. What about how many free points this year? Again, debatable. This is something I do need to kind of do a breakdown for in my guide, my spreadsheet guide, my Google spreadsheet thing, as I don't know what everyone's going to be on. Some people did all the tokens, some people didn't. Some people have the tokens because that will give you a different platform of how you start. Some people will be Thronebreaker and below. Well, actually below Thronebreaker. Some are a Thronebreaker and above. And it just depends on what you're able to access. But one thing I do know you'll access is the Accolades event for freebies, which has like a good amount of SBC and GBC. There's 5 of each, which of course differs in how many points you're able to grab. And the points you're able to grab will be something like, I don't know, 400 plus 500 is 900, 900 plus the 1,200 tokens, providing you did 12 of the tokens, then puts you up to 2,100. Yeah, just question myself then. 2,100 points, which again starts you on a good kind of platform to kind of get up further. That may not be the same for everybody. It does differ, but also there's extra things when it comes to milestones, which then extends the amount that you can get. There's no easy answer to a lot of this stuff without going into further context. And of course, a lot of people want information quickly, but of course, context is key when it comes to how many points you can get for free. And sticking with the accolades, question would be, is the accolades event from last year better than this year? Like, which one's better? The 2024 one is better, as it gives more value to the SBC. We'll talk about what's in the SBC versus the GBC later on in the video. I think if you've seen the leak stuff, you probably already know what's in it, but we'll go over it. There's technically one extra Banquet crystal, or GBC or SBC, based on what's in the accolades, but if you've done the way that if you've collected the tokens, it kind of nulls it out because you're over by 9. But you would have known that if you've been following the channel what I mean by that, because you're at 129 effectively, and there's no one extra token. There's 10 tokens here. Sorry, 10 tickets to 1 token, and math ain't mathing for 9. 9 tickets don't make a token, so you know what I mean by that. So milestones. We'll need to talk a bit further of the investment with milestones, but it does feel like it is a little bit more extensive than it was last year. With 9,500, I think it was, total units between 9k and 9,500 to get all milestones. This does feel like it has ramped up just a little bit. My early calculations for this is that it's about 5,000 units, give or take, more this year than it was last year to get the stuff that's within it, and maybe that's down to Kabam not fully depreciating the value of certain rewards within it. Again, I would have to break this down a bit more, because I don't want to say that it's 100% 15k, because again there's other variables to this, like the free points that you get is going to differ. My free points is 2,100 plus I think something else, so that means that my unit spend is down, but other people's may only have about 900 free points, and therefore your spend is higher than mine. So we have to think about those variables when considering what is the right and what is the wrong answer for every single player, because there's a lot of you. Either way, what's in this is definitely better, especially because things add up to get the 7-star Awakening gem. There's of course increased value, and there's added little extras along the way. Of course, there's a Deathless piece of She-Hulk, and there's a few other odds and ends. Unfortunately, it is getting right to the very end, that 720, sorry, to get to the tier 4 alphas, to then get yourself another rank up, a rank 3 7-star champion. So again, it's debatable whether or not you feel there's any good value from the solo aspect, because there's some alright stuff in there, there's some good stuff in there, but it's not super spicy. A lot of that comes from the Realm event, and yeah, actually probably the Realm event, which ultimately, from just a quick overview, looks like a bit of a trap from Kabam, that the better stuff is more of a case of everybody's got to spend to acquire it, and that 20k spend is like, okay, well, you need the Realm event. If we didn't have the Realm event, and the solo event was just as it is, it probably would seem like a bit underwhelming. So yeah, a bit sneaky from Kabam, I think, on that behalf. From a quick overview, and this wasn't scheduled to be in the video, this particular question, but it's a question I had for myself, and I thought, hang on, it looks like there's less GBC, obviously SBC, in the milestones. Like, just from a quick assessment perspective, last year we saw 2 plus 2, that's 4 plus... No, we got 4 in the solo, and then from an alliance perspective that brings us up to 5, and then that's 7, and then that's 9 right there. So we've got 9. But then when we go to the alliance side of things, SBC's 1, we've then got another there, and then we've got from the solo, we've got 1 there. We've got another there. And that seems to be it. So I count about 4. Now, I could be off with that particular just quick assessment, but it was something that I just noticed to me. So there's kind of like a lack of points in the acquisition. That's, again, very sneaky from Kabam. Not too impressed with that, to be honest. So that does put into question what I was saying earlier. Like, did it feel like you were not punished, like you had to do the tokens? Now that does open up that particular fact to that question. Yes, you would have had to have done the farming for the last 3 months for the Banquet tickets to tokens, because you would have lost out. If you go back to last year, they had a special calendar which did have some greater Banquet crystals, and of course within the milestones themselves not seeing them. So that's what Kabam did. There was a little trick there. You had to do the Banquet ticket farming in order to get yourself some of the stuff that Kabam had removed. Well, look, we did put this out for you to grab. That's what they'll say. Yeah, a bit sneaky there from Kabam, bit sneaky. So unfortunately, I think when I kind of like said to myself, I thought, well, was I right or was I wrong about saying, everyone, you need to farm this because this will cost you there. And unfortunately, I hate to say that I was right, but it looks like I was. I'm sure someone would say like I'm wrong, but finding out that there's less GBCs or SBCs or the type of Banquet crystals that gather the points, it does feel like that's what Kabam did. They removed them to make you focus on doing those tickets. It's going to get you hyped around the event for the end of the year. Sneaky indeed. So we're going to finish off the video because there's a lot of info and there's still stuff I need to kind of thoroughly explain and have it written down because there's a lot, just so much details. One big question will be, can a free-to-play player get a rank for 7-star? From your rank perspective, no. From other areas, quite possibly. If you are hoping as a non-spending player to get something of good value, then imagine this. Not taking into consideration the fact that last year it was 357,000 points. That's irrelevant. But what is relevant is the amount of units it took to get there. That was 38,250 units spent to get 1%. That gets you a slither of a tier 7 basic this year, or fragments of it. Yeah, fragments of it. So this requires an extensive investment. I will be doing some rank predictions, but it's not easy to do. The points are devalued. The unit investment is possible to get a rough idea of how much it's going to be. But I will work on that one and I will give you a bit of a rough idea. And I definitely urge any players that are right up towards the top doing things like Karina's challenges is to go and do that first and kind of focus on that being where your units are invested, especially to get the 10th anniversary completion too, because that gets you 1 tier 7 basic guaranteed. Therefore, not wasting your units, using those resources effectively on that. That's one of the main things I'm going to be doing, but it's just time because I'm going to be incredibly busy covering the Banquet event based info. I'm going to end the video here because I think there's just so much information. I need to thoroughly look through the mathematics side of things and break it down. And there will be a lot of questions I think a lot more people will need answers to. I'm going to be working on the guide, which will be dropping tomorrow. And therefore, every single day, a new tab will be available for you, breaking down everything that I discussed with a bit more detail, but trying to at least give you more info. And that's the biggest thing that I'm trying to do with this. So make sure to support everything I do on this channel, and I will get you the info. I will get you a spreadsheet and I will get you sorted. Thank you very much for those that support the channel. Check out some other content located on screen, and also check out the description where I've done some notes and some write-up, so if you want to go check that out. And yeah, have a great day and bye-bye for now. Well, what are your thoughts as well on the Banquet event?